Thanos snaps his fingers, half the universe turns to dust. And somewhere, out in the middle of nowhere, the spirit of freaking vengeance opens its eyes and goes, "Oh, we got a live one." Because here's the thing people forget about Ghost Rider. He's not out here punishing bad guys for being bad guys. He punishes anyone whose sin outweighs their soul. And Thanos just erased trillions of people because he genuinely thought it was a good idea.
Quick rundown before we get into it, because this matters for literally everything that happens next. Ghost Rider isn't just skeleton guy on a motorcycle. He's a human who bonds with a demon called Zarathos, the literal spirit of vengeance. Different guys have carried it over the years, Johnny Blaze, Danny Ketch, Robbie Reyes, but the power's always the same deal. 3 things make him terrifying. He's got the penance stare, looks a guilty person dead in the eyes, and they feel every single bit of pain they've ever caused another person, all at once, in 1 second. Some villains just drop dead from it. Some go catatonic. It's not a punch, it's a verdict.
He's got hellfire, fire that burns souls, not just skin. Doesn't matter how tough your armor is. And he's basically immortal and nearly unkillable in his rider form. Regular weapons don't do much. He's not flying around shooting energy blasts for fun. He's judgment with a motorcycle. So when I say, what if he showed up in the Infinity Saga, I don't mean what if there's a new Avenger. I mean, what if the actual concept of cosmic justice showed up in a story that's built entirely around one guy deciding he gets to be the judge of the universe? Because that's what Thanos is, right? A guy who appointed himself judge, jury, and executioner for half of all existence. Ghost Rider's entire existence is a rebuttal to that idea.
Okay, but real quick, how strong is this guy actually, compared to people already on the team? Versus Captain America? No contest, honestly. Cap's strong, Cap's skilled, but Cap is a normal guy with a serum. Ghost Rider doesn't feel pain, doesn't really die, and can burn Cap's soul just by making eye contact. This isn't close. Versus Thor? This is where it gets fun. Thor's got way more raw firepower. Lightning, godly strength, the whole package. In a straight slugfest, Thor probably wins on pure physical damage. But the penance stare doesn't care how strong you are. It cares how guilty you are. And Thor's got plenty of guilt sitting around, from Asgard, Loki, Sokovia. If Ghost Rider lands that stare, strength stops mattering.
Versus Hulk. Hulk hits harder than almost anyone on the team, but hellfire burns just as well, whether you're big and green or not. Ghost Rider's not trying to outmuscle Hulk. He's trying to make him feel every bit of pain Bruce has ever caused. And Bruce Banner has a lot of guilt stacked up about what the Hulk's done. That's a bad matchup for Hulk, honestly. Versus Scarlet Wanda. Probably the closest thing to an actual threat to him. Wanda's reality warping, mind-based power could theoretically mess with the Rider before he even gets close. This is the one fight where Ghost Rider might actually need to be careful. Versus Thanos. Like we said, this is the real wild card. Physically, Thanos might edge him out, but the stare isn't a strength contest, it's a soul contest. And that's exactly why the twist later hits as hard as it does. So basically, on paper, Ghost Rider is one of the scariest weapons the Avengers could ever have on their side. Because his power skips the whole "how strong are you" conversation completely and goes straight for "how guilty are you." Against 90% of the roster, that's an instant win condition. The other 10%? That's where things get interesting. So let's rewrite this thing. Instead of Ghost Rider staying in his own weird corner of the MCU doing his own solo stuff, he gets pulled straight into the main event during Infinity War. Nobody recruits him. That's important. The Avengers don't go, "Hey, we need a flaming skeleton guy on the roster." He just shows up,
because he's been feeling Thanos' evil radiating across the universe like a bad smell for years, and he's already hunting him before Earth even knows what's coming.
First domino to fall, Loki lives longer. In the actual movie, dude gets choked out in like the first 10 minutes. R.I.P., we hardly knew ya. But here, Ghost Rider gets to him first. Feels all that guilt radiating off him. Years of lying, manipulating, being a general disaster of a little brother. So he hits Loki with the penance stare, fully expecting to fry him where he stands. Except here's the twist. Loki's been quietly trying to change by this point in the timeline, and the stare doesn't kill good people. It just shows them everything. Every bit of pain they've ever caused, all at once, no filter.
Loki survives it. Barely. But he's wrecked, humbled, honestly, a little terrified of this flaming skeleton who just looked directly into his soul and made him relive Frigga's death from her perspective. So instead of getting murdered in Act 1, he actually helps out. Result? Thanos loses his fastest way to locate the Mind Stone. The invasion of New York gets delayed. Earth gets extra time to prep. Small change, huge butterfly effect. Now the whole saga starts shifting. Wakanda goes different. Ghost Rider's hellfire chain doesn't care about vibranium, doesn't care about gauntlets, doesn't care about any of Thanos' armor. Mid-battle, he wraps that chain around Thanos and yanks him off balance. And for probably the first time in decades, Thanos feels something other than confidence.
He feels judged. And that man is not used to that feeling. This is a guy who spent his entire life convinced he's the smartest, most rational being in any room. Having something look at him and treat him like a criminal instead of a philosopher, that rattles him more than any punch could. Vision still dies. Can't avoid that one. The stone's gotta come out one way or another. But Ghost Rider's there for it, and it hits different. Because he's not fighting for the greater good the way Cap or Tony are. He's fighting for cosmic balance, plain and simple. So when the snap happens anyway, and half of everyone turns to dust, it's not just the Avengers who feel like failures. The actual spirit of vengeance is furious. Because the one thing it's supposed to prevent, mass, unjust death, just happened right in front of it, and it couldn't stop it in time.
Now, here's where it gets interesting, because the 5-year time skip hits way harder with Ghost Rider in the mix. Everyone else is grieving, doom-scrolling through a broken world. Tony's off having a kid and trying to move on. Cap's running a support group. Natasha's coordinating what's left of the Avengers from a mostly empty compound. Ghost Rider doesn't do any of that. He goes hunting. 5 straight years, he's out there cleaning up every warlord, every cult leader, every opportunist who took advantage of the blip to grab power while half the universe was gone. No press conferences, no team check-ins, just hellfire and a motorcycle and a very long list of names.
So when everyone portals in for that massive final battle, every hero, every ally, every army, Ghost Rider's not there for the team-up moment. He's not there for the Avengers Assemble chills. He's there for one reason. He's been hunting one target for years, and he's not leaving without settling it. Final battle. Endgame. Whole armies clashing across a broken battlefield, and Ghost Rider is right there in the middle of it, chains swinging, ready to finally end Thanos for good. He gets his shot. He hits him with the penance stare, and it doesn't work.
Not because Thanos is too strong. The stare doesn't care about muscle or gauntlets. It needs guilt to burn. And Thanos genuinely, 100%, does not feel guilty. In his own head, he's not the villain of this story. He's the hero. He saved the universe from itself. There's no sin to expose because, as far as he's concerned, he never did anything wrong. The one power literally built to punish evil people completely whiffs on the one guy who's fully convinced himself he's the good guy.
Think about how insane that is for a second. A weapon designed to make guilty people feel their guilt just does nothing. Because you can't punish someone for a crime they refuse to believe they committed.
So Ghost Rider does the only thing left to do. He drops the Cosmic Judge Act completely and just fights him. Fists, chains, hellfire. Nothing fancy, no big speech. Just pure, undiluted rage against a guy who thinks he's untouchable. And when Tony does his thing, snaps the gauntlet, wipes out Thanos' entire army, sacrifices himself to save everyone, Ghost Rider is the one left standing over Thanos' ashes afterward, chain hanging loose in his hand. Just staring. Having a moment of,
Because some evil doesn't need to be punished. It just needs someone stubborn enough to stop it anyway, guilt or no guilt. The spirit of vengeance showed up looking for a guilty man to burn, and left realizing the scariest villains in the universe aren't the ones who know they're evil. They're the ones who genuinely, completely believe they're right.
So, look, let's be real for a second. Ghost Rider didn't actually save the universe here. His whole power set is built around one big move, and that move just didn't work on the final boss. That's kind of a rough deal for the guy. But he showed up anyway. He fought a being who could snap him out of existence with zero backup plan, no realistic chance of winning clean, and no easy way out. He just didn't stop. And honestly, that's still kind of the point of the character.